Selen Tatsuki is known to be one of the most innovative members Nijisanji English has to offer, but in the past year or so, we've seen nothing but a bunch of nonsense that's only just undervalued who she is as a VTuber. She is someone who is willing to go out of her way to provide and produce things that give back to her fans and those who support the brand. Having wanted to do a tournament, even something as simple as putting out a cover, which I'm making this video after the fact, where she has been screwed over once again. But first, we got to rewind to the start. Selen Tatsuki, in case you don't follow her, is a member of the Nijisanji English branch and has been streaming for them since July 17, 2021. She won her Dragoons over with her personality and showed that she was quite the expert at Apex Legends and Overwatch. She has been grinding for over 2 years now, and I'm willing to bet some can't imagine the VTuber landscape without her anymore. Thanks to the amount of support she's gotten, Selen has gone out of her way to attempt to do several things to give back to her fans. One example is this art contest that she was going to hold with a $5,000 prize, but management turned it down. She was also willing to pay out of her own pocket, going to show how selfless she is as a person, but nonetheless, it didn't turn out the way it was meant to. And sadly, this would only be the beginning of what she's had to go through this year. Later in August, she was informed that she was no longer allowed to hold international tournaments, which goes to show the corporate executives in charge of her career have not just control of her, but pretty much complete dictation of what she is supposed to do under the management of any color, and the plans they have laid down for every member that joins she's supposed to do. It's a sad truth, but this is the typical way of how a lot of corporations operate. Not all, but so many to the point this is considered a standard to implement on others. My motto is that one size does not fit all. But sadly, my words aren't going to reach their heads, which is only full of nothing but dollar signs. The truth is that once you join an agency like Nijisanji, you're not their friend. You're just another wallet for them to exploit. And I think Selen's story is a perfect example of this. We're given this perspective that these VTuber agencies are like another family of friends to hang out with, yet when stuff like this happens behind the scenes, that fantasy breaks down, and we're forced to face reality, that these VTubers are just like us. They're trying to make a living, just like all of us do, and we're the ones whose purpose is to make back our time and effort spent with profit, deny that exact thing we work our asses off to gain. We're left wondering, what's the point in any of this? Unless you're someone like Mr. Beast who will just give away all his money to the poor and the needy, chances are you're not going to be able to afford to grind and give back at the same time, since the system is set up for a lot of these people having to fight to survive in this landscape, which is only getting more saturated every day. If you look at what happened with Hoshimachi Suisei, she had to do everything from scratch, do her own model, and it took years for Hololive to recognize that she had underrated talent. And now she's finally reached 2 million subscribers, got her own concert, and that first take performance, which got people who aren't even into VTubers to be like, wow, this girl can sing! I want that for Selen. Even though I'm not a Dragoon myself, I've seen a lot of stuff about her that proves she is someone with enormous potential, and my sympathy has only grown more and more for her. Which brings us to Christmas Day 2023, where she might as well have gotten coal in her sock this year. After putting a cover that she worked her ass off to put out, management privated the song against her will, even after she had fought to get permissions from the artist involved. Too bad though, Any Color delivered the CND to her cover anyway, going to show how suspicious their company has gotten over the years. There is reports that Selen had spent as much as $15,000 on her cover, which that is just wow. All that money gone towards hardworking artists, engineers, animators, and whoever else needed to produce a cover that looks easy to make, but the truth is, any movie or song can take weeks or even months to plan. Otherwise, you just end up with a cheap knockoff of a quality product. So with that said, Selen Tatsuki, you deserve so much better than this. I'm sorry to say, but I'm siding with the people who are predicting that she is better off graduating from Nijisanji and being reborn under a new persona with a different agency. It recently came to my attention that Selen and Nanashi Mume of Hololive English are best friends who expected each other to be in the same agency as each other. Selen hoped Mume would be in Nijisanji, and Mume thought Selen would be in Hololive. It's a fat chance, but the idea of these two reuniting at last sounds like a fairy tale ending that Selen would more than just deserve, but also desperately need right now. Of course, there's the whole thing with V-Shoujo taking in former Nijisanji members and having them take on new personas, so that's the scenario a lot of Dragoons have right now in mind for Selen's fate at the moment. Whatever the case, Selen Tatsuki is a talented individual who I believe could be up there with the greats, but the incompetence of her management only underestimates the power of not just her personality, but the fans she has gathered together to worship her. What do you think of Selen? Are you a dragoon? Do you believe she deserves better? Let me know in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.